Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so the next chapter we are going to start is heat. The contents of these chapters are introduction to heat, introduction to temperature, difference between heat and temperature, and different temperature scales and their interrelation. So these are the contents of this chapter. Okay, so heat. Basically, heat is a form of energy, and heat is a form of energy, and it can be transferred from one body to another. It can be easily transferred from one body to another, and the SI unit of heat is joule. Since it is a energy, since heat is a form of energy, so the SI unit of heat is joule, same as energy. And when we say the heat energy, it is actually the total internal energy of a body. The total internal energy of a body is called the heat. Internal energy means kinetic energy plus potential energy. So the from the introduction of heat part, we know that heat is a form of energy. It can be transferred from one body to another, and it is the total internal energy of a body, and the SI unit of heat is joule. Next topic is temperature. So heat is the main cause, and temperature is actually the effect of heat. Okay, so it is a thermal condition of body. Temperature is measure of the average kinetic energy of the particles in a system. It is a quantity that indicate whether or not and in which direction heat will flow. So temperature will measure the heat. Temperature is the effect of heat, and it will measure the amount of heat. If the heat is transferring, then in which direction heat will flow, that will be measured by temperature, and temperature will measure whether the heat will flow or not. So temperature is the effect of heat. Again, temperature is basically the total kinetic energy of the molecules of the body. Temperature is related to kinetic energy, and okay, so heat is actually the total energy which contains the kinetic energy and potential energy, and temperature is related to the kinetic energy. And the unit of temperature is Kelvin. So from the introduction to temperature part, we know that temperature is the thermal condition of the body. It is the effect of heat, and temperature will measure the transference of heat. It will measure in which direction heat will flow, and whether the heat will flow or not. It will be measured by temperature, and temperature is related to the kinetic energy of the body, and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Next topic is difference between heat and temperature. It is the most important topic of this chapter. All the important questions will come from this topic. Ma'am, your voice is not clear. Students, is my voice clear? Are you able to hear my voice perfectly? Hello? Okay. So the next and the most important topic of this chapter is difference between heat and temperature. So the first difference is heat is a form of energy. Temperature, it is a thermal condition of body. Next difference, heat can be transferred from one body to another, but temperature is the quantity which determines or which indicates whether heat will flow or not, and if the heat is flowing, then in which direction heat will flow, that will be determined by the temperature. So heat can be flow from one body to another. For temperature, it is a quantity that indicates whether or not and in which direction heat will flow. The third difference is it is the total amount of internal energy. For temperature, it is proportional to average kinetic energy of the molecules of a body. Okay, so heat is the total energy and temperature is the kinetic energy. The fourth difference is in the transmission of heat, total amount of heat remain unchanged. So total amount of heat remain unchanged see, heat is the total energy, right? So it is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. When the kinetic energy decrease, the potential energy will increase, and if the potential energy is decreasing, then the kinetic energy will increase. Basically, the total amount will be the constant. So total internal energy of a body will be always constant. So if the potential energy decreases, then the kinetic energy will increase, and if the potential energy increases, then the kinetic energy will increase, and basically the total amount of heat will be the same. In the transmission of heat, temperature does not remain same. So temperature is the quantity which indicates in which direction heat will flow, right? So if heat is transferring from A body to B body, then the temperature of the first body will decrease and the temperature of the second body will increase if the heat is transferring from A body to B body. So temperature does not remain same. It will change with the transmission of heat energy. And the fifth difference is heat is the cause and temperature is the effect of heat. Last property, SI unit of heat is Joule and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. So any questions up to this? No question. Okay, so the next topic is unit of heat and temperature. So we already know that the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin and the SI unit of heat is Joule. But there are some other units which we use in our daily life. Say for temperature, we use Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale. Again for Joule, we use calorie as the unit of Joule, right? So the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. It has the symbol K. Temperature is determined by symbol capital K. But for everyday application, we use Celsius scale, where 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin, which is the freezing point of water, and 100 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 373 Kelvin, is the boiling point of water. So when we measure the freezing point of water in Celsius scale, it is 0 degrees Celsius, and when we measure freezing point of water in Kelvin scale, it is 273 Kelvin. Same goes for boiling point also. When we measure in Celsius scale, it is 100 degrees Celsius, and when we measure from Kelvin scale, it is 373 Kelvin. So the SI unit of heat is Kelvin, but there are some other units also which we use. Next is the SI unit of heat is Joule. However, we often use calorie as a unit of heat energy. The standard unit for the rate of heat transfer is watt, which is defined as joule per second. So, watt is not the unit of heat, it is the rate of heat transfer. So the unit of rate of heat transfer is watt or joule per second. Watt and joule per second is same. Okay. So the next topic is different scales of temperature and their interrelations. So basically there are three temperature scales which we use: Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. So in Fahrenheit scale, 32 Fahrenheit is used for the freezing point of water, and 212 Fahrenheit is used for boiling point of water. In Celsius scale, 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of water and 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water. In Kelvin also, 273 is the freezing point and 373 is the point. So this is the relationship between different temperature scales. So basically 32 0 degrees Celsius and 273 Kelvin is equal amount of temperature, right? Since it is the freezing point of water. And again for 212 Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius and 373 Kelvin, it is the same amount of temperature which is the boiling point of water. So this is the end of this chapter. If you have any question, you can ask. Or you have understood everything. You can ask if you have any doubt.
Ma'am, can you repeat second one?
Which one?
Second portion.
Second portion means
Yes. Ma'am, your voice is not clear. That's why I can't understand.
second portion of which topic?
Good.
You mean the second slide?
Yeah, I think so.
This one or this one?
No, second one.
This
For
one.
no. Yes. Unit of heat.
Unit of
Ma'am, unit of heat.
temperature.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so the SI unit of heat is joule, and SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. But there are some other units also which we use. For example, for temperature we often use Celsius is the unit, and Fahrenheit also. And for heat we often use calorie as the unit of heat. The SI unit is joule, but we use calorie also as a unit of heat. We know that heat can be transferred from one body to another easily, right? So the rate of heat transfer is measured in watt. The unit of rate of heat transferred is watt, and it is defined as joule per second. Watt and joule per second is the same thing. When we measure the temperature of when we measure the temperatures in Celsius scale, the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, now you have understood.
Yes.
Okay, so all of you write down two questions. Number one question: convert 25 degrees Celsius to Kelvin scale. Convert 25 degrees Celsius to Kelvin scale.
Can you repeat?
Convert 25 degrees Celsius to Kelvin scale. Convert 25 degrees Celsius to Kelvin scale. Second question: convert 283 Kelvin into Celsius scale. Convert 283 Kelvin into Celsius scale. Calculate this and write your answers in the chat box. All of you gave your answers in the chat box. Calculate both the questions and write your answers in the chat box. Yes, Carly, your answer is correct for the first one. Uh, Now do the second one. And what about the other students? Only one student gave answer till now. All of you try also. Yes, Manisha, the second one is correct, 9.8, or you can write as 10 degrees Celsius. Carly, your answer is also correct, 10 degrees Celsius. Misha, Modi, correct answers. Okay, now you know how to convert the different temperature scale to each other. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. You can give your attendance in the chat box now. Give your attendance. That's it for today. Okay, thank you everyone. You can leave.